let's take a look around at the new workshop system. Very first thing I want to bring your attention to is the workshop support button. And that's right here. Anytime that you perhaps don't want to call in, but you do have a question or concern, this is the place to go. And that's the workshop support button. If you click here, it will take you to a form. That's one way that you can contact tech support, one of our support team members, and we'll get back to you just as quickly as we can. And so that's your support form. You've already should have gone through how do I log in, because obviously you've already logged in. One of the things that you would have, when you've edited your profile, that wasn't a required field, but we would like for you to have, and this is something that's tied to your history, and this is tied to your PD history, your professional development, and that is your Texas Unique ID. If you work for a school district, you have a Texas Unique ID. And though if you have a DMAC account, the easiest way to get that is go through DMAC and find it off your DMAC account. If you do not have a DMAC account, then the way you would find your Texas Unique ID would be go to find your unique ID. When you click here, here are the instructions on finding your unique ID. Once you get your unique ID, then you would come back to your profile and you would put in that 10-digit unique ID. And then once you've done that, you come down here and click Save Your Profile. The importance of your 10-digit unique ID is to be able to keep up with your professional development. And also, your Texas Unique ID does not change when you change school districts. So it's an easy way to kind of keep up with your account. So that kind of goes through your Texas Unique ID. So let's look around. Let's see what else we have. If you look in this area under upcoming workshops, you'll see all the different workshops that are coming up this month, and there are quite a few. Under all, these are all of the workshops, both in person and online. Webinars. This right here, the online courses, those are your online courses. Those are courses that you would be taking on your own that are on-demand courses. So you can see, and that way it kind of breaks it down. You can see just the online courses. And you can scroll through there and see what kinds of courses that are offered. And this is just the upcoming courses at a first glance, if you don't want to go any further than the home page. If you go to My Content, this is where you see my calendar, and this would be your calendar. So if you have anything coming up, which right here, don't have anything coming up in August, but if I look in September, hey, signed up for digital notebook taking with HyperDocs. So that's a course. This is an online course, and I know it's an online course because it goes throughout the entire month. So I can double click on that to see, and if you see it's in dark blue, it says I'm attending. I'm going to double click on that to see, oh, what is it that I'm attending now? What is this online course about? So I can double click on that, and it gives a description on what it's about. I have that. Really, this is the only thing I have this month, so I'm going to go to my upcoming workshops, and I can see that, hey, I've got digital notebooking with HyperDocs Part 1, and these are my contacts that I can call, that if I have any questions at all I have to do is dial these numbers up, or I can email them. And if I don't remember my confirmation or anything, I need to resend my confirmation, all I have to do is click that button there, and I'll get another email. So I don't have to wait for, I don't have to ask anybody, would you please resend my confirmation? If I don't want to take this course because I don't have time, then I can click right here. It's a one button to just drop my registration. And then again, at any time, all I have to do is click this button here and I'll start my course. My workshop history is here, and this tells me all of the courses I've taken. So, and you can show up to 100 courses. So those of you that like to take a lot of online courses or any kind of courses, this shows all of the courses that you have taken. The remote check-in button this is how that when you have workshops, upcoming workshops, especially like webinars, and really any courses that you would be taking in the month of September, you would be doing a remote check-in. And this is how you would sign into the course. So you would do your, of course, there are no workshops here. You would have a code and you would check in right here. You could also do a remote check-in here. That, that being said, see, it's the same thing. What is a remote check-in? Well, a remote check-in is, you know how before when you would go to a workshop, whether it was at your district or if it was at Region 7, you would have to come in and sign your name. Well, here you're going to digitally put in code or a passcode, or it could be a word name that you would get from your presenter. And they'll give that to you ahead of time. So about 15 minutes before the workshop starts, the remote check-in will be live, and then throughout the workshop you can check in. So at any point you just click that remote check-in, type in whatever code that your presenter has given you or that was emailed to you, and that is your way of logging in attendance for this workshop. So I'm going back to my content. Okay, so we've been through my calendar. We've been through my upcoming workshops. So let's talk about workshops. Okay, here you can search for workshops. And there again, you have, just like you saw on the home page, you have all the workshops listed. And you can scroll all the way through all the workshops we have currently. Okay, and you'll notice the dates and the times. And you can go in and view the workshop details of any of them. And then you also have, okay, so you can view the workshop details. You can view online courses, and again, you can view the online course workshop details. You can search the workshop by number, or you could search the workshop by name. Also under workshops, you'll notice that there's a cancellation refund policy, and this talks about all the FAQs and policies on cancellations and refunds, and your staff development records. Now the next thing, and to me this is probably the most valuable thing, this would be the one thing I would use the most, and that is the calendar. So I want to take a workshop that is in September. So on the calendar you can see that there are a lot of different types of courses, and if you'll notice, they're all color coded by the type of course that they are. The dark blue is in person. The light blue those are in person or distance learning. The pink are your webinar courses, and the green are your online courses. Now, if a lot of this is too much for you, then you can select just, let's say I only want to know what the in-person courses are. So then I'm going to come here and just select, these are the in-person courses. So these are the ones that are going to be handled in person. So from here I can decide which course would I like to take, which course sounds more interesting to me that pertains to what I'm teaching. So I'm a math teacher, so I might be interested in this math course. So I'm looking here, and this is on 23rd, and if you mouse over it, notice that even just mousing over it, it gives you kind of a synopsis of what's going on. So it gives you the title, it gives you kind of the start time, and it kind of gives you a little description there. To know whether or not I'm eligible to even take the course, because, you know, it might be one for a specific co-op, then I'm going to have to double click on it. And it says that, well, here it says it's time conflict because I've already registered for the digital notebook taking, but I could still register because this is an online course. So, and this is an in-person course. The one I've already registered for is online. So, but it's nice to know that the system is taking care of me to know that, hey, there could be a time conflict. In the co-ops, I happen to belong to the Region 7 districts and charters, so this would be perfect for me. So I can actually register for this course. But at this time, I don't, yeah, let's go ahead and register for it. So I'm going to register for this course. Very first thing it's going to take you to is it's going to say, it wants to know, is all this information correct? Yes, all of this information is correct. And then you're going to click, I agree with the statement above. Then you're going to click confirm registration. And lo and behold, you get, hey, you're confirmed. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I really don't like math. So I'm going to go back to my content, my upcoming workshops, and this one that says math, I don't want to go to that. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to just drop that course. And I'm going to drop the registration. Done. I've dropped the registration. So it's very easy to go through each one of these. Now this one, the digital notebook taking, hey, this has a part 1. And if you look at it, I'm going to go back and look at this one. It says that this is part 1 of a 3-part course. So I might be looking at the calendar to see where the other 3 parts are. So the event type is going to be online courses. And let's see if we can, there's part 3 and there's part 2. So I'm going to click on part 2, and I want to take that course, so I'm going to go ahead and register for it. And again, it's going to check if my all my information is correct. And then, am I going to be attending in person or online? Well, this happens to be an online course, so, you know, obviously I'm going to be attending online. And I'm going to confirm the registration. So, and then now I'm registered for this, and I'm going to go back to the calendar again, and I'm going to find number 3, digital notebook taking with hyperlinks part 3, and I want to register for that one. Again, my information is all correct, and I agree with the statement, and there we go. This is just the first day, and I've registered for 3 courses. So I can go back to my content, see my upcoming workshops. I've got 3 workshops that I'm approved for. There's 1 workshop that I have that I dropped, and I'm good to go. Now when we go back to the calendar, you can not only select the event type that you want to filter by, you can also select an audience. Let's say, okay, so I'm a librarian, so I'm going to look for just ones that are librarians. They're tagged librarians. So all of these are tagged librarians. So that's kind of helpful for me because, you know, I don't want to just sift through everything. I want to sift through courses that are, you know, good for me. So then I can keep that and then maybe go to, I want to see the librarian courses that are in person. So these are ones for September that are in person. And I'm in an elementary school. Let's select a grade. Okay, so that narrows it down to things that are good for me. Rather than go through and just reset all that, all I have to do is click Reset Calendar. And now my calendar is reset back to the beginning. And that kind of takes you through a tour of our new workshop system. If you have any questions at all, you can call our main office at 903-988-6700.